the chairperson of the East Africa Business Council Uganda chapter. He's only not only that he's a chairperson there, but also the corporate affairs director at Coca-Cola Beverages Africa, but also is a communication specialist. And he has been in businesses, different businesses, as a operations manager and as a production manager. But we are talking business. We know that it's not only AfriCell, but also Orange went down in 2014, and then AfriCell entered the market. But also Smart Telecom is out of the market. We know that also K2 is now under Airtel Uganda. But not only that, but also Vodafone was here and left. Why is Uganda failing to be a fertile ground for the telecom industry? But also we know that last month, ShopRite, after 21 years, had to leave Uganda. What is happening to Ugandan business environment? Simon Kahiru, you are the chairperson. You interact with these guys almost on a daily. What's happening? What's the problem with the Ugandan business market?
Good morning, and good morning, Muntu Wawansi. Nice to speak with you early this morning about a serious matter for all Ugandans. I think, Stephen, we shouldn't look at this as a problem of business in Uganda. No. Look at it more sharply as a problem within those specific businesses. Business is a venture. You go into it to try and make a profit. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. The businesses that are exiting now are leaving behind other businesses doing exactly the same thing that they were doing or they tried to do in Uganda. When they were here, they operated for a period of time and they were largely comfortable or even profitable. ShopRite, for instance, the one that has caused a few waves, has made a profit across their total portfolio. Their issue was in East Africa. They needed to pull back. They needed to dial down. There are many reasons why. One of the reasons I know for sure is local supermarkets, Ugandan supermarkets. The model that supermarkets follow is very different from the model manufacturing entities follow, for instance. Supermarkets have got to get products, put them on the shelves, make profit from the markup. They need to create a certain presence in order to get the benefit they need as a profit. Now, in Uganda, a very liberal economy, which has now been decentralized in very many ways, including because of COVID-19. You know, COVID-19 did something to large supermarket chains that people didn't really understand. We stopped coming into town. We now spend more time working from home, living at home, operating from within our localities. So a person like me, for instance, who probably visited ShopRite 3 times a week in the past when I drive into town every day for meetings, for work, when I find myself working from home, I can't go to ShopRite. And yet the things that I was picking up in that particular supermarket are available down the road from where I am, a walking distance. What does that do? Changes my pattern as a consumer. And ShopRite suffered from that, without a doubt. And this has been running for 18 months. Now remember that for a supermarket, a retail outlet, there's no on-ground investment that they're relying on. It's a markup business. Buy, sell, make a profit. That affected them. Look at the telecoms. The ones you've mentioned, K2, AfriCell, Orange, Vodafone, these were the smallest players in this particular market. Now, the telecom business, again, is very, very competitive. And they run on average revenues per user, ARPUs. The model, again, shifted. Telcos are not making money. Even to this day, MTN and Airtel are not going to tell you about voice revenues. And you can read it in their reports. It's now about data. Data, very low margins. So the best thing is, how many people have you got on your network in order to make that profit from all those individuals using that low margin? And that's why scale was very important. Clearly, the competition squeezed out all these players. And it's going to continue squeezing out more people. But that doesn't mean that we should be comfortable as a country, as an economy, that businesses are leaving. I know our new permanent secretary at the Ministry of Finance, Planning, Economic Development, Ramadan, he's looking at this, and I'm very comfortable that he's the man in charge there. He's assigned a team. He told us yesterday on Twitter. That team has got to actually study the numbers, study the trends, study how many people have lost jobs. Are they being inserted into the existing businesses? Is the government going to lose revenue? But more importantly, are Ugandans losing a livelihood? What gap are these businesses that are leaving, what gap are they leaving behind, and who can fill the gap so that money stays within this economy? And mind you, it doesn't have to be within the Ugandan economy alone. We now need to...
Maybe you can hold it there. When you talk about, it's not a question of if. You know, there are so many people who are employed by AfriCell, who have been employed by ShopRite. There are those even subscribers who have been paying taxes every time. 1.2 million people who have been on AfriCell. Every time they load data or they load airtime, yes, there is a tax that goes to URA. That, of course, we are losing it now.
Okay, let's start with the subscribers. There's no single person who's holding an AfriCell SIM card who's going to start crying because AfriCell has gone. The most we'll do is mourn the loss of a phone number, okay? Every single subscriber is going to simply pick up a free SIM card from another telco. SIM cards are free. So that revenue, no worries. We might lose a day or two while people transition to a new SIM card, but that's not going to be an issue. The employees, that one we need to look into. How many people were employed by these organizations? That's where Ramadan and his team have got to place very serious focus. Where are these employees going to be absorbed and how? And think about it, if you're MTN and you suddenly can pick up, or your Airtel, and you can suddenly pick up 1.2 million subscribers, how is your infrastructure going to manage those 1.2 million? How are you going to cover the space they were covering? Obviously, if you have a kiosk next to an AfriCell kiosk, that's easy, no question about it. But there are many other things that they should be in a position to look at.
Okay, but looking at as we wind up, looking at the business environment, for someone who is just a potential investor looking at Uganda as a fertile ground, but when he sees Nakumat leaving, Uchumi leaving, all these leaving, these telecoms leaving, doesn't seem to be good for a business sense.
Those are the exact investors you don't need as an economy. As an economy, you need to focus on investors who are bringing money to put it into the ground. My company is one of them. We put money into the ground. We employ people for the long term. The business that we do, manufacturing, the business that we do has backward and forward linkages. Those are the investors you need. We have enough supermarkets in Uganda to carry all the products that I produce as Coca-Cola. So if one leaves, I have no problem. The question, the worry that we would have would be the day a Coca-Cola says we are leaving. We are closing that factory, we are letting go of 2,000 employees, and we are not going to service 100,000 retail outlets. That's when you know as an economy you have a problem. Real investors come in to stay for the long term.
Okay. Thank you so much, Simon Kahiro, of course, for sparing your time, precious time, and of course sharing these insights on Morning at NTV. Stephen Imbido Mfefeso Chibuga, of course, before that it was Andrew Chamagera at 6:30. He was with you from Monday up to this Friday. We say thank you so much for being a part of Morning at NTV, and we wish you a nice weekend. Mwasuze Mche is coming on with Farida Nakazwe. Be blessed.